the enterprise opportunity in South Africa, including fixed services as well as managed services, is estimated to be over 65 billion rands per annum, and it's growing at about 16% year on year in terms of cloud services, forecasted to till 2017. In South Africa alone, we have about 1 million DSL lines, which reflects that the market has been underserved for a long period of time by the current incumbents. Even with new opportunities coming up, there's been a chronic underinvestment in the environment, in the market. That creates opportunities to improve services and to deploy rich services to serve customers better. So from a Vodacom point of view, we see a big opportunity to improve the service to the market, but at the same time, restructure and transform Vodacom's group revenue, where we'll see the enterprise taking a much more bigger share or growth path in the service revenue of the Vodacom Group. So big market opportunity, underserved market itself, a lot of competitors in the market, but with not enough network investment as well as a service profile to be able to deliver services in the market. That's what we see as an opportunity with our capability to invest in infrastructure, but also our service model to improve services, because enterprises want end-to-end services. They want to make sure that their systems, their branches, their networks are available all the time, and they are being delivered by a credible provider who will be there for them, because customers want consistency of service. If you look at the enterprise market, first and foremost, you have to build the product. You build it with access network, you build it with data centers, but the market for services, there are many players who are providing over-the-top services in terms of hosting, IT security, but the underlying infrastructure from a service platform point of view is not where it should be in terms of network capillarity. That's where I say the market is underserved. But there are many players who are looking at making sure that they can improve services in the environments and in areas where the network exists. So competitors at the service level, it's highly competitive, but in terms of the underlying investment in infrastructure, network capillarity, data center capability, that's where we see the market being underserved. So there's a bigger need to invest in infrastructure, be it fiber, be it data centers, to be able to deliver the rich services that enterprise are looking for. So when you say it's underserved, at the level of infrastructure layer and providing services that is consistent, underserved, but in terms of innovation, there are many other players who are looking at delivering innovative products and services on top of the infrastructure layer, which is under-invested currently in South Africa. That's where we want to be focused on, build the infrastructure capability so that we can serve the enterprise market better and give them a consistent service. There will always be competition, and we're quite well positioned to play in that space as Vodacom. But the first thing that needs to be done, South Africa needs investment in underlying infrastructure so that enterprises can be better served in this country. First and foremost, what we want to be able to do from an enterprise point of view is to enable enterprises and government to access their information anywhere, anytime, through any device in a secure way. That's where you see the enterprise mobility layer in our strategy being key. This will improve productivity in our customers as well as efficiency. So enterprise mobility is very key for us, because we know that today work is not where people go, it's what the people do. So we want to enable productivity in government, we want to enable productivity in our own customers, enterprise, to be able to work across geography, leveraging our enterprise mobility layer. That's the first thing. The second area that we want to be able to focus on is around making sure that all the branches of government, branches of enterprises across geography are connected, and enterprises, our customers, can be able to access information in terms of voice, video, and data services across. You're talking about a boundaryless organization. So that's where our MPLS network starts kicking in wide area services. But the key thing is about security. So strategy number 2 is about ensuring that we invest in fixed access services and we provide rich services that allows organization to access company information anywhere as well as to be able to connect branches together. And again, hosting and cloud services is a very, very key part of our strategy. What hosting and cloud services do, they help customers, enterprises to be first to market. They shorten the time to market because all that IT infrastructure is the IT infrastructure we've built. So those customers who are opening retail networks, for example, were able to shorten the time to opening a branch to be as short as possible. IT no longer becomes the bottleneck because we provide that instantly through our cloud and hosting services. So hosting, cloud, and IT security being very key. Time to market, reducing cost of service because you're using a shared platform in terms of shared data center, but also you're able to move from a CapEx model to an OpEx model, which means then those who are starting up businesses, the burden of startup cost is lower because an OpEx model based on your business success. So cloud, hosting, and IT security being very key. The other part that's important in our strategy is around machine to machine. People call it the Internet of Things. Businesses want to be in control of their operations. If you look at some of the big retailers, they are deploying fridges across the country. What's important is that they need to know the condition of the product inside the fridge. They need to know the time of day where the temperatures rise, so that it could well be that the operator's behavior says at night, if it's in a spaza shop, at night I switch it off because I'm saving electricity. We need to know that because we should be able to know how to set the minimum temperature in that fridge to keep the product at the same condition, because whether the consumer is in a township or is in Sandton, they need to experience the product the same. So we facilitate that condition monitoring of products. So machine to machine is a key important area for us. It helps businesses be more productive and efficient and to deliver value, a good service to their own customers. So it's another pillar of our strategy. We've built a strong team around this. It's working very well on smart grid, on usage-based insurance, on connected cabinets, monitoring blood condition to make sure that it's preserved in a safe condition and we're able to respond quickly because it's a very, very scarce and precious resource. So M2M is key part of our strategy. And the other part of our strategy is the Pan-African connectivity. We've got multiple points of presence across the continent. And with the rise of Africa, we see more and more businesses, global and South African multinationals, going into Africa. Vodacom is well positioned to actually take away that pain, the pain of setting up IT infrastructure in a country where you do not have all the skills. So we take away that pain. We provide MPLS network across the country, as well as managed services across the continent. So that's literally our key strategy. If I summarize it, enterprise mobility, accelerating fixed services to make sure that we connect multiple branches with voice, video, and data capability, machine to machine, cloud and hosting services as a driver to help customers be first to market and shorten the time to market as well. And again, the Pan-African footprint, which helps multinationals be able to set up businesses a lot more quicker. We take away the pain of coordinating with a local telco. We use our own infrastructure, and we provide security over the MPLS network. So those are the key areas of focus from a customer point of view. Bear in mind, one of the key challenges of the home-based small office, home office kind of environment, one of the key areas of challenge is around access to broadband. And I've said that it's about 1 million ADSL lines in this country. It's a country of about 14 million households. Now, businesses are in that 1 million ADSL lines. Now, providing reliable, high-speed broadband access platform for small office, home office environment becomes key. That's why we're shaping our product portfolio to leverage the mobile network. We will be launching products like broadband over LTE as a reliable service and shaped within the right economics to enable the small offices, home offices to have connectivity and be able to compete and close the gap where ADSL doesn't exist, but also from a mobile network point of view, a greater degree of reliability, because at times cables get cut, but our service by far, because it's over the air. You can provide a reliable service. That's the first thing. The second challenge that the SME also experience again is around data security and data backup. So when the server crashes, they often struggle to say, all of our information is gone, we don't have a recovery. When the laptop is stolen, and a lot of important business information gets lost. So some of the products we bring back to the market is around backup and storage, which ensures that the SME will never be out of business when the unexpected event happens of a break-in or a disaster or the server crashes. So we provide those services for SME to make sure that they are always in business. And over and above that, the mix between fixed and mobile. We launched OneNet Express. It's a product that we believe is well positioned for SMEs specifically to enable them to run their business without necessarily having to have the full fixed infrastructure. But at the same time, when they have a sales force or outbound field force, they're able to connect with them and make sure that they never lose leads, because a business development is about making sure you don't lose your leads. You're able to capture them and act on them. So there's a full bouquet of services targeted for SME: access, hosting, if you like, storage and backup, as well as converged communication using OneNet Express as a platform. So at the same time, when I spoke about cloud hosting as an OPEX to CAPEX, we know that SMEs always struggle at times with their finance. Now, we want them not to have the challenge of having to use part of their CAPEX requirement to fund IT. We'll take care of that, and then it becomes an OPEX model for them. As they are successful in business, they are able to pay us. That's the model. So that's how we're enabling SMEs to be successful in this country. And it's a big area of focus for us, because they drive the economic growth, they create more jobs in the country. Much more bigger contribution than the large enterprises. So our focus is taking away the pain, challenge of access to finance, let IT not be part of that challenge. At the same time, give them a resilient network with the right storage and backup so that they don't lose company data. To deliver to the enterprise, you need a number of things. Firstly, to deliver on your total communications provider strategy that is beyond mobile, you need the right network footprint, network capillarity. The reach of your network needs to be there from an access point of view, because what it does, it reduces your mean time to install, to fulfill to the customer. It shortens it, because when customer place orders on you, they want services like instantly. So you need the right network capillarity to be able to deliver services. So where we sit today, we're leveraging off the mobile network infrastructure. You'll remember that the mobile network hangs over the fixed network to connect base stations, base station controllers, switching. So there's a fixed network underpinning mobile network. So the way we designed the fixed network was such that we would be able to leverage it to serve customers into major business districts. So with over 70% of our sites being on our fixed network, it gives us the right network capillarity to be able to serve customers quicker. That's what gets us to scale. However, we're still investing. We're investing in fiber to the business to improve network capillarity to business districts. That's why the Neotel investment, the Neotel acquisition becomes very important, because what it does, it brings us a much more wider network capillarity, but also it brings us fixed skills which you need as a traditional mobile operator. So Neotel will give us better network footprint from an access fiber point of view, but also it will also give us the fixed skills that we need to deliver, to serve our customers better. So that's where the scale comes in. To be honest with you, the more you are able to serve customers quicker across segments, across geographies, then that's where you get scale economics coming through. So it's about underlying investment. I think the pricing element, it's also linked to the value proposition. So the services you provide, the innovation that sits on top of the core infrastructure. But you get scale when you've got the right network capillarity with the right skill to deliver to the customer needs. But we've made good progress. I mean, if you look at the fixed business today, I mean, it grew 39%. from last year, and we're sitting at about 2.4 billion rands in terms of fixed business if you combine South Africa and Vodacom Business Africa, which is the Pan-African footprint. So a business started in 2008, good progress. We've been investing in underlying infrastructure and also delivering rich services on top of the core underlying infrastructure, so to serve customers better. So that's how to get to scale. I think more investment in underlying infrastructure will get us to the scale that we need to be able to serve our customers better and be successful.